Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by endless fields and gentle hills, there lived a farmer and his wife. Their life was simple, built on daily routines, endless chores, and the quiet rhythm of the countryside. Every morning, the rooster crowed before sunrise, and the farmer rose from his bed to prepare for another long day in the fields. His wife, at the same time, began her endless list of household duties: lighting the fire, fetching water, preparing breakfast, feeding the animals, and caring for their little home. The farmer often believed that his work was the hardest. The sun burned his skin, the soil stuck to his hands, and the plow felt heavier with every step. Day after day, he thought of himself as the true provider, the one who carried the heaviest burden. He would look at his wife moving around the house, sometimes spinning yarn, sometimes kneading dough, sometimes mending clothes, and he felt that her work was lighter. He saw her sitting while spinning, and in his mind, it looked like resting. He saw her near the fire cooking, and to him, it looked like waiting. He did not see the hidden effort, the constant movement, the little pains that build up silently. One morning, after finishing his breakfast, he spoke harshly. He looked at his wife and said, "You are lazy. You move too slowly. You waste your time on unimportant things. While I work under the sun, sweating and struggling, you stay at home with easy tasks." His wife froze, her hands tight around the wooden spoon she held. His words pierced her heart like a sharp knife. She had worked every single day of her life, from dawn to night, never resting, never complaining, and yet he dared to call her lazy. Her eyes burned with anger. She faced him and said, "You are wrong. You think my work is nothing only because you have never tried it. If you believe that the field is the hardest part of our life, then let us exchange places. Stay here tomorrow and do my chores. I will go to the field and do yours. Then you will see with your own eyes who is lazy and who is not." The farmer laughed. He was confident, almost arrogant. To him, milking a cow or feeding pigs was nothing compared to pulling a plow. "Very well," he said. "I accept. Tomorrow you go to the field, and I will stay here. You will see how easily I can finish your work." That evening, before they went to bed, the wife explained everything he needed to do. "Do not forget to milk the cow," she said firmly. "Feed the pigs, wash the utensils, look after the hen, and spin the yarn. These are only the main tasks. Many small things will also appear, but I trust you will handle them." The farmer waved his hand proudly. "It is simple. I will manage all of it before noon, and I will still have time to rest." His wife looked at him with quiet eyes, knowing that the next day would teach him what no words could. The morning came, bright and warm. The wife left the house with his tools and went to the field. The farmer stretched his arms, feeling a strange sense of freedom. He told himself, "This is going to be easy. Today I can relax while she sweats under the sun. Let her see what true work means." He picked up a large vessel and went to the cow to milk it. The cow, however, was not as patient as he had imagined. As soon as he touched her, she kicked strongly, hitting his leg and knocking the vessel away. Milk spilled all over the ground. The farmer shouted in pain and anger, but the cow simply chewed her hay and ignored him. He tried again, clumsily tying her leg, but his hands trembled, and he could only get a few drops. His arms hurt, and his back ached. What seemed like an easy job became a battle. Frustrated, he left the cow and went to feed the pigs. The pigsty smelled terrible, and as he bent down, he hit his head against a low beam. "Ouch!" he cried. He poured the food too quickly, spilling it on himself. The pigs rushed to eat, pushing him, covering him in mud. He slipped and barely escaped their hungry mouths. His clothes were dirty, his head hurt, and his patience grew thin. In the kitchen, he tried to wash the utensils, but they slipped from his wet hands. One pot cracked, another rolled to the floor, and water splashed everywhere. He wiped his forehead, muttering, "Why are these things so slippery?" He looked around and remembered the hen. "At least this will be simple," he thought. He took a handful of grain and went to the yard. But the hen did not welcome him. She pecked at his hand, flapped her wings, and ran away. The farmer chased her, stumbling, tripping, almost falling face first into the mud. When he finally caught her, his clothes were torn, and his hands were scratched. Exhausted, he sat before the spinning wheel. "This should be easy," he whispered. But the yarn tangled in his rough hands, broke again and again, and refused to form a proper thread. His head spun faster than the wheel. He sighed heavily, staring at the mess he had made. Meanwhile, his wife worked steadily in the field. The soil was hard, and the sun was hot, but she pushed forward with patience. She remembered her daily life at home, carrying heavy buckets of water, kneading tough dough, grinding grain for hours. Those tasks had given her strength, and she used that strength now. She plowed, planted, and even sang softly, filling the empty field with her voice. She was tired, yes, but she felt proud. She thought of her husband's words and smiled to herself. "Let him see for once what it means to be in my shoes," she murmured. By evening, when the sun began to sink, she returned home. She imagined her husband standing proudly at the door, welcoming her with clean hands and finished chores. But what she found was very different. The cow mooed angrily, still waiting for proper milking. The pigs squealed as if hungry again. The utensils lay broken and dirty. The hen hid in the bushes, refusing to come near. The yarn was tangled hopelessly. And in the middle of this chaos sat the farmer, his head bent, his face full of shame. The wife stood silently, letting the scene speak for itself. Finally, the farmer raised his eyes, and in a low voice, he said, "I am ashamed. I thought your work was easy, but today I learned the truth. It is not easy at all. It is as hard as mine, maybe even harder. Forgive me for my foolish words." The wife's anger softened. She put her hand on his shoulder and said, "Now you understand. My work and your work are different, but both are necessary. Without the field, there is no harvest. Without the home, there is no life. We must respect each other." The farmer nodded, and from that day forward, he never complained about his wife again. They began to share their burdens more kindly, helping each other whenever possible. Their children grew up watching this harmony, learning the lesson of respect and cooperation. And so, the farmer and his wife lived not only together, but truly united, for many long and happy years. The story teaches us a simple truth: never judge the work of another until you have carried it yourself. Every task, whether in the field or in the home, demands strength, patience, and care. Respect is the key to peace, and understanding is the root of happiness.